Hello, welcome to the bird's nest. It looks like Jason Lloyd is up to his hateful shenanigans again. But before I get into it, please like, comment, and subscribe for all your NFL recaps, news, and gossip. You know me. I don't care about Jason Lloyd. I don't watch him. I ignore him. He's a hater. But tragically, he's been on some kind of hating tour. And, uh, and you know, talking about Shedeur gets them hits, so they do it. And Jason does not like Shedeur for whatever reason, whatever the reason is, he clearly does not like him. And so he gravitated to the smear campaign that Kevin Stfansky embarked on last season against Shador. Now I know that the media said we tripping. Interesting. We tripping when we say that Kevin Stfansky didn't like Shador. But they're being disingenuous because Kevin Stfansky and his regime leaked negative stories to the media with their name on it daily last season. So they know that Kevin doesn't like Shedeur. Because even if the things that he was telling them about Shedeur was true, why would he be telling the media that about his own player? Huh? He doesn't like them. And so, he fed them negative information. Now, I ain't make that up. Okay, I was making it up at first. I wasn't making it up. It was just clear to me. But 92.3 The Fan confirmed what I had been saying all along, which was that Kevin Stfansky was feeding them negative information. The guys on 92.3 The Fan Afternoon Drive said that. They said we get these texts every single day about Shedeur from the Browns building. But they didn't believe it, or they didn't want to, I don't know. They didn't want to be negative. I don't know what it was. They said they ignored it. But of course, Jason Lloyd does not like Shedeur, and so he gravitated toward it. So, when Tyvis said on UCSS, because I happened to watch that day, it was a segment that I wanted to see. Like I told y'all, I only watch, it is a certain segment, and Jason can't be there. Jason was not there, and so I watched the segment, and I heard Tyvis sticking up for Jason and saying, guys, he really does have contacts. I believe that in some respects. Like I said, I used to trust him even though I didn't like him, but then I caught him in a lie. A couple of lies. So, but I do believe that he has sources. And so whatever Stfansky and them told him, he repeated it because he liked it. Mary Kay would repeat it too, except she would say it sweeter, but it was still just as nasty. Her calling Shedeur slow. I stopped messing with her after that. I told y'all that a million times. She got that from Stfansky. Those sessions that Shedeur used to go into his office, barge into his office. Stfansky didn't want him in there because Stfansky didn't want to coach Shedeur. Shedeur imposed his will on Kevin Stfansky and went in his office early every morning before the other players even got there. The players told us that. They would come in the morning and Shedeur would already be there in Stfansky's office. And Shedeur got interviewed by a Browns, I don't know what he is. He works for the Cleveland Browns, and his content is on the Cleveland Browns website, YouTube channel. And so he interviewed Shedeur. It was an outstanding interview, and he asked him, what were you doing in Kevin Stfansky's office every day? Shedeur said, I had questions. That's it. I had questions. every day, because the man ain't coaching you. So you go in there and you're asking questions. Well, Kevin Stfansky used that to tell the media that Shedeur was slow. And apparently told Jason Lloyd that he doesn't know how to watch film. Now, Jason put his own little spin on it and said he don't be watching film. Well, we all know that's not true, because we done seen Shedeur on video multiple times watching film. So he lied, and that's what I mean about Jason. He hates him so much that he does lie sometime. I done caught him in lies. But I do believe, I know, because 92.3 The Fan Afternoon Drive told us on air that they got daily texts from the Browns building about Shedeur, and they were not nice. And I'm going to tell you, you know what? At some point, I'm going to need the Browns to put a stop to that. You can't just let your media keep tearing down your team year after year after year and still giving them access. I understand that is something that Kevin Stfansky built. He has been using the media against players that he doesn't like since he got to Cleveland. And that's why the media loves Kevin Stfansky. You know, those Coach of the Year awards that he got? Those weren't voted on by players. They were voted on by media exclusively. It's a journalism award. Journalists who are not athletes, and they're kind of nerdy, but they love Kevin Stfansky because he feeds them information, and so they gave him Coach of the Year twice when he was not even a good coach. Not even the best coach. Plenty of times, most of the time, the most deserving coach does not get that award. It's a journalism award. And that's how Kevin got it, because he feeds them information. And he's been doing that to Cleveland players since he got there, including the one down there in Tampa Bay. What's his name? Hi, guys. And he did it to Odell Beckham. And he did it to Shedeur for sure. Made that boy's rookie experience a living hell. And now Jason, none of them have sources now, because the new team, there's nothing to see, nothing new, and there's a whole new regime. So they don't have sources, and so they've been Mary Kay making stuff up. Making stuff up. And you know, she went through every single quarterback phase. Well, I read an article by Mary Kay today. She finally passed it. Now, those of us who aren't anti-Baker Mayfield, thank you. I can't see who said that, but thank you for saying it. Baker Mayfield, he did it to Baker Mayfield too. We've been saying the Browns have been acting like Shedeur was QB1. Let me see when it started. I really believe it started before Kevin Munkin got there. They post him on their social media like he's QB1. Remember they did the Valentine's Day post with all the players? Well, not all the players. The starters. And Shedeur was the first one. They post him like he's QB1. So I already thought he was QB1 before Todd Monken even got there. When Todd Monken got there, it was solidified. They have done everything but announce that Shedeur is QB1, but people were, until they announced it, the people that desperately don't want him to be QB1 can keep saying he's not. And they can keep hoping for every quarterback that's available. Well, now we done got through free agency. Well, we're not through it. There's still time, and there's some stuff that's going to happen after, I believe it's June 1st. But the Browns focused on the O-line. They did. If they went after any of those quarterbacks, which I don't think they did, but somebody trying to argue with me, we don't know if they went after him or not. We didn't hear that they were going after him. We didn't hear not one word that they were going after any of those quarterbacks. And they didn't get none of them. All of them are spoken for. Kyler Murray, even Geno Smith. Who's the other one? Tua, and there's another one. Tua, Malik Willis. You know they wanted him with his one game last year. Maybe it was two. So all of them are spoken for. What you got left is Anthony Richardson, and nobody wants him. At last I checked, he still can't find a job, and he's willing to take QB2 behind a veteran, which Shedeur is not a veteran, so he doesn't want to come to the Browns. Because Shedeur is QB1. It's not Deshaun, the injury prone, who hasn't been good since 2020. Actually, his first year in Cleveland, or was it his second? Because he had 11 games of suspension his first year. So maybe it was the second year where they give Joe Flacco credit for getting them to the playoffs. Deshaun won 5 games that season. He contributed more to them getting to the playoffs than Joe Flacco. So maybe that year he was on his way to being something, because he was 5-1 when he got injured. But then he done been injured 3 times since then. Season-ending injuries. So Deshaun is injury prone at this point. He's not taking the job from Shedeur, and the Browns don't want him to have it. They're saying this stuff about competition because they're like, I told y'all, the Titans said the same thing about Cam Ward last year. They said it was competition. He was drafted number 1. They still called it a competition. It wasn't no competition. He's a franchise quarterback. Shedeur ain't franchise quarterback yet, I don't think so. I think he does have to prove himself, but he is QB1 for 2026, and his audition is for franchise quarterback, not QB1. He's already QB1, right? So now, since they see we got through free agency and we didn't take any of those people, more and more people are starting to see the light. Shedeur is QB1, right? Mary Kay Cabot did a story today, and she said the best case scenario, finally, she said the best case scenario is for Shedeur to be QB1 in 2026. Because she know they ain't getting nobody else because they didn't get him. And there's no one in the draft. Not even Fernando Mendoza had a better college career than Shedeur. He got all kind of awards and he won a championship, and that's great. But that Heisman doesn't even matter because there ain't no quarterbacks in the draft this year. So he was like a default. So Mendoza is not better than Shedeur, and certainly Ty Simpson is not better than Shedeur. And even if the Browns get him, which I guess is a possibility that they might get him in the 4th or 5th round, it shouldn't be before that. No more. We can't be wasting picks on quarterbacks twice in a year, paying more than the quarterback is worth. So if they get Ty Simpson, I say sure, go ahead, get him in round 3 or 4. Because the bottom line is, no matter who's in that quarterback room, Shedeur's getting the lion's share of the reps. The player's been telling you that. Andrew Berry didn't say it straight out, but he said competition is good, but I can tell you that the reps going to be different. The rep distribution is going to be different. That's what he said out of his mouth. As soon as he said that, now this was even before. This is the first thing that told me. When he said that, I said, Shedeur getting all them reps. And then whatever other quarterbacks they got in there, maybe 2 of them will get some first team reps. Maybe they might get 1 or 2 reps every now and again. That's the competition. Them trying to show that they got it with getting 1 and 2 first team reps and whatever they can show with second team, third team when they get some reps. Shedeur's getting the reps, y'all. They're not looking for a quarterback. There's no quarterback in the draft to be QB1 for the Cleveland Browns. Mendoza going to the Raiders because the Raiders did not get a quarterback, and they sent their quarterback to the Jets. Geno Smith QB1 for the Jets right now. So Shedeur's QB1. People are starting to accept that. And that is probably why Jason Lloyd is crashing out, telling anybody who will listen his stale information because he doesn't have any sources right now. So he's regurgitating things that he's been saying about Shedeur that he got from the Stfansky regime, things that he's been saying since Shedeur before he even started. This is not new information. This is him just still trying to find a way to hate on Shedeur. Have something to say about him because it's important to say something about him because he fuels engagement. And we ain't gonna say nothing positive about him. Not Jason Lloyd because he hates him. He tried to throw that in one time. He said, I like him as a person, but as a player. No, you don't like him as a person. You've been making his life a living hell. You don't like him. You hate him. That much is abundantly clear, just like Kevin Stfansky. And apparently that's his little friend. He need to take his butt to Atlanta. But he shouldn't. Because I don't think Kevin going to be there long. Kevin sucks. And I don't think he's going to be there long. So, Jason might as well. He will. Eventually, he will. I mean, he may continue to talk crap about Shedeur because they did it to Baker Mayfield, and he played well. He played well. Got him to the playoffs. And the media chased him out of here via, well, Kevin Stfansky chased him out of here via the media. Some kind of shrimp roll. So, because, wasn't that Jason's incendiary comments were the hot take of the day, and then they made a big thing out of it by having Tyvis address it. So everybody had to read Tyvis for filth when Jason wasn't even there. He's sticking up for him, talking about he does have sources. So does G. Bush. But Jason and Jay practically accused G. Bush of being a liar about having sources. G. Bush's sources are the players themselves. Jason don't have those sources. I heard him lie about that before too, talking about some player. They'll say on the mic that he's the guy, but then when you look at him in the locker room, they're like, Jason, what? He hates Shedeur. It is what it is. So, now Shedeur and Coach Prime commenting on it. They don't say his name, but they both commented on Jason Lloyd. Shedeur said something to the effect of, listening to the people who care about you and not the noise of people who don't. And then Coach Prime said a lie don't care who tell it, or something to that effect. So that just gives him more spotlight, but that's okay. That's okay. Because when Shedeur start balling out, I'm going to cut a fool. I know I shouldn't be petty like that, but I'm going to cut a whole fool. I done bookmarked I got so many bookmarks till they ain't even funny, and I can't wait to revisit them. So, I don't care what Jason Lloyd says. He's a hater, and that's not healthy. So, he's probably got diabetes, high blood pressure, everything else. And he's fat. And he's balding. Screw that man, y'all. The Cleveland Browns need to shut that media down. Now that Kevin Stfansky is gone, Jason Lloyd got to start all over again with his sources. And now he got people in the building that support Shedeur. They have a serious coach instead of this weird person like Kevin Stfansky who hates on players and chases them out of town by feeding information to the media, turning the fans against them. the fans turned against Baker. Talking about he's immature. Sure, a rookie is immature. Yeah. Who gives a damn? Who cares? Why do you care about a rookie being immature? As he ages, he's going to mature. Don't I care about that? You chasing him out of town because of that? Well, Shedeur ain't running. And luckily, Andrew Barry and Jimmy Haslam have had enough of Stfansky's nonsense chasing away their elite players with his weird ass. Oh my God. They had enough. They put the foot down. They put the foot down from training camp when they traded away Kenny Pickett and then Joe Flacco. No, you will not deprive us of our first round pick that we got in the 5th round, buddy. They've been riding for Shedeur since then. And Kevin Stfansky is such a hateful individual that he would rather lose his job than do what the GM and the owner are clearly showing him they want him to do. And with Shedeur showing up in his office every day and forcing him to coach him, and instead of just doing it, he telling the media he's slow. He can't figure out the playbook. He can't watch film. He can't do this. Dylan's better than him. Bruh. I can't. So yeah, the hell with Jason Lloyd. Hi, funny. Hi, hey, Amber Love. Mwah, mwah. How you doing? I don't know if you're still there. Hey, Green Eyes. Yes, Jason, Amber, Jason can kiss where the sun don't shine, honey. I'm sorry, Green Eyes. I can't read and talk and drive at the same time. The man wasn't coaching nothing. Right. Keep that in mind. All the quarterbacks look bad with in his scheme. Isn't Watson still on the roster? Yes. Sean E. Scene. I'm not sure how you say that. Yes, Deshaun is still on the roster, but Deshaun is 30 and injury prone and hasn't played hasn't played elite since 2020. And then he did have that one season, I think it was his 2nd season with the Browns, that he was doing well until he got injured. Now he's injury prone. And no player has come back from a double Achilles tendon injury in the history of the NFL. Now, I don't know if he'll be the first to come back at 100%. But yes, Deshaun's on the roster, but the Browns ain't showing him no love. They're showing it to Shedeur. On the interview questionnaire for the coaches, they asked about developing Shedeur, not bringing Deshaun back to life. They specifically asked about developing Shedeur, probably so that they wouldn't wind up with another Kevin Stfansky in here that didn't want to develop Shedeur. No interest. So no, they have not expressed any interest in Deshaun. They've only posted and talked about Shedeur, and then after a while, I guess it started looking funny, so they started adding on, almost as an afterthought when they would talk about Shedeur. Oh, and Deshaun and Dylan too. Yeah, Deshaun's still on the roster, but I think they done with him. Yep, Kevin gone, and Shedeur's QB1. Life is hell for Jason, and I love that. That's why he talking that mess, because he's upset. Because they've been refusing to read the tea leaves, but after they came out of that free agency with not nearly a quarterback, like we all knew was going to happen, now they really got their panties in a bunch. Who said that, Sean? The Browns are saying Shedeur is likely QB1. the team. Now the organization may not say nothing, but players been saying stuff. Hi Jennifer, how you doing? All this for clicks and likes. Nobody watching the Browns without Shedeur. True T. That's another reason why Jimmy Haslam is like, he ain't going nowhere. We gonna develop that boy. We gonna get some coaches up in here that their specialty is developing young talent. Yeah. Coach Monken don't have not one picture with the show. Right, Amber. Not a one, but multiple with Shedeur, and he posted it. He posted the picture with the horse, and the Browns posted the picture of the introduction. Honey, I think the Browns should try to get Mac Jones. He was actually pretty good in San Francisco last year. Is he a quarterback? I don't care if they get any more quarterbacks. Some people say they need more quarterbacks. I don't know why, or I don't need them to get rid of Dylan. I've said that a million times. As long as they don't take away from Shedeur's reps, I don't care how many quarterbacks they have. Really good. Oh, better competition with Shedeur. Hey, you're speeding. Anyway. Than Shedeur. Oh, better than Deshaun. Okay. I bet Dylan is thinking that Kevin is going to bring him to Atlanta. Let me tell you, Jennifer, I do not want the Browns to give Dylan to Atlanta for anything less than a third-round pick, like he made the Browns waste on him last year. He can go anywhere else for a fifth-round pick like he's worth. But Atlanta, I would want a third-round pick from them. Otherwise, you ain't going to Atlanta with your teacher's pet. And I don't have nothing against Dylan, but he went along with that Shedeur-ish and said snide things about Shedeur last season, which is fine. Shedeur didn't care because he came right back at him. So it was competition. I think it's just good to have a healthy competition for quarterback. It makes all quarterbacks better. I don't know what that means. There's only one quarterback, and QB1 needs the reps. So they can't be splitting quarterback reps for some competition. You need to identify who your guy is and develop him. Not have him splitting reps with multiple quarterbacks. So if whoever that was that Mac Jones, if he comes and he gets a rep or two each practice with the ones, fine. No, not even two. One. He can get the reps with the twos and try to look good with the twos. You can do that. Try to look really, really good with the two, like Shedeur was doing last year with the fours and the fives, looking really, really good. But Kevin Stfansky didn't want him, so there was nothing that he could do. But some other guy, if they want to come in and look really, really good with the twos and the threes and the fours and the fives, like Shedeur had to do last year, fine. But they can't take first team reps from Shedeur. He needs to be developed. You have to prepare the quarterback for the season. That's been an issue for the Browns. Exactly. That stupid quarterback competition that they had last year that was useless and made sure that none of them were ready to play because they were splitting reps all the way through training camp until Kenny Pickett got injured. And that's when stupid behind Kevin Stfansky named Joe Flacco as a starter after not giving him no reps the whole time. He wasn't even getting reps until Kenny Pickett got injured. They can't do that again. They can't do that again. I know they're not going to. Andrew Berry already said they're not. You cannot be splitting up reps. somebody has to get the lion's share of the reps, and that's going to be Shedeur. So the competition is, if Deshaun or Dylan somehow looks better than Shedeur while they're working with the second, third, fourth, fifth string, fine. But that ain't happening. Because from what I understand, QB1 also gets the majority of the reps with second string. So, Shedeur's QB1, guys. They'll announce it soon enough. Tom Monken said they'll definitely announce it prior to training camp, because QB1 needs all those reps in training camp. But I think they're going to announce it before OTAs. And you know, OTAs are not mandatory. To me, if you're on a losing team and you're not motivated to go to OTAs, you should be cut. Unless you're Myles Garrett. Maybe Carson Schwarzenegger will want to flex a little bit now that he's not a rookie anymore. If he wanna sit out, fine. But on that offense, all those guys need to be out there. Every last single one. Oh, and shout out to Devin Bush. That was a big loss. But they did replace him with another guy who's also a dog. So that was good. But that was a big loss, losing Devin Bush. See, the things you got to go through when you got Deshaun's contract weighing you down. Can't even keep your dogs. Can't afford it. Mo, not a season-long competition, just a spring, and then when training camp starts, you have to announce. Agreed, I can go along with that, Mo. So start to get reps. I think two good QBs can push each other to both be better. I don't know. Definitely think splitting reps in the fall is bad. And assuming Shedeur, the starter, can't do that. Right. I wonder where Russell Wilson's going to go. I don't know. Nobody wants him as a starter, clearly, because all those jobs got taken. What's left? I think there's two jobs. Wait a minute. Are there any quarterback jobs left? Starting quarterback jobs? I don't think so. Hey, Cheevan, how you doing? All right, guys. Well, I'm at the point where I'm about to lose. You know, my signal gonna be bad. I don't want the video to be bad because then I can't post it. Oh, but let me add. I did sell my house, so I am moving to Philly next month. I'm so excited. Which is why I haven't been on. I've been really busy. And I won't. It's a long story. I have to go live again, but I'm moving. And then after I get settled in, I'll be going live more often, or I'll be posting content more often. But y'all have a good day. Thanks for listening. And there is an account on Instagram called legendary2_. I thought it was Shedeur because several of the Sanders follow that account, and I know twice that account posted pictures of Shedeur that weren't posted anywhere else. They were recent because he had the big afro. So I thought it was Shedeur. But then they posted a post with a lengthy caption, if you will, but I think it was in the post, and it was full of typos that made me think like it wasn't the person's English wasn't their first language. Then they start asking for money, talking about for mental health. Don't tell you where it's going to. They only say it's for mental health. Well, I thought the account was Shedeur's, so I gave $5 for mental health. Then he started asking, am I dumb behind? I didn't fall for it at first, but then I fell for it, where he's like, send me your information so that you can get the an autographed shirt. It doesn't even say like being a running for one jersey. It just says you get one. And I stupidly, after ignoring it for like a week, I finally gave them my information. Well, Boog said on Twitter yesterday That is not Shedeur. He's up to $400 in donations. Legendary2 _ report them. Legendary2 _ on Instagram, report them. They are collecting money from Shador's fans. And now information also. That's nice, Bayangton. I hope all is well in Uzbekistan. Report them. I reported them, and Instagram said, despite the fact that this guy that's impersonating Shedeur, who has a verified account, despite the fact that they got in their story that they're asking for money, I reported them, and Instagram said they weren't violating anything. So the more people to report them, the better. Legendary2 _ report them on Instagram. That's it, guys. I'm 5,000. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like it. Like it. You can help your sister out. I need help, y'all. And subscribe. All right. Y'all have a good day. And oh shoot, I'm in the breakup zone. Ah, damn. My video's trash at this point. I know that. Y'all have a good day, and I'll talk to you next time. Mwah.